Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
Welcome Sagittarius to Channel of Future Tarot. My name is Bella. Today we're going to do your Heartbreak to Harmony spread for the Sun and Rising Venus signs of Sagittarius. This is your point of truly transformation. This is your greatest reset. This is a really powerful time. Take that deep breath in and exhale whenever you feel so inclined to do so. Peace, love, health, and wealth, Sagittarius. We have a little guest here, as you can hear, a little puppy that we're taking care of for the day. So if you hear the little whimpers, it's just missing its mom and its owner. So yeah, we're trying to give it some love. Anyway, so Sagittarius, jumping right in, we do have a healing message that we will take a look at the end of the reading for you. And we'll read that from the book. And in the meantime, we'll jump into the oracle that I found and got for you. You have achievement coming out, big achievement coming in. As you advance on the road towards achievement, you will discover your greatest strengths and learn from each challenge. You believe in your truest potential. Today, have faith in your abilities and in yourself. You move towards the fulfillment of your vision. You reach your objectives. You're courageous. You embrace life. You're always in a good company on this journey towards the light, Sagittarius. Remember to embrace and sort of big or small achievements. They're all worth, give that a pat on the back, right? We have distraction number 39 coming out, Midnight Moth. Something's got you a little bit distracted from your, I feel like your end game, your plan here. I feel like you've been working towards something diligently, your healing process after this heartbreak, and someone's got you a little distracted and kind of curious these days. I also see 3 feeding crows, transformation. Yes, you are transforming. You're going through that period where you're leaving the part that was wounded behind, and you're now looking towards the future, and you're ready to embrace the future for what it is. We also have Moon Water 32 reset coming out. We do have that new moon coming up, and we just have that powerful full moon energy. So this is a great time to set your intentions for new things coming, Sagittarius, and welcome them in with open arms, because this is a great transformational time for you. We are going to look at the Heartbreak to Harmony spread for Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs of Sagittarius, and we are going to, each placement has a specific kind of purpose. First one being out is the, ashes, or, so the foundation of your pain, so to speak. Sagittarius, we'll take a look at that. Any cards that we do need to clarify, we will. Let's jump in. Let's take a look at the ashes of the pain for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus signs of Sagittarius. Five of Swords coming out in reverse. Okay, you're leaving the conflict behind. I think that's positive here. That's what you're, that always feeling on guard, always feeling on the attack, always feeling like you've got to be sorry. I keep hearing from spirit there in that energy. So, the past relationship very much could have left you wounded in that way, like you're always on the attack, never good enough kind of energy. Let's take a look at your spark. That's the inner resilience that you have. Can I see the spark for Sagittarius? Yeah, the 10 of Wands in reverse. So your inner spark, your inner resilience is that ability to drop that burden that is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Sometimes it takes longer than others. Sometimes we don't acknowledge that this is a wound, or this, conflict is not going to get better, that we're dealing with somebody that isn't prepared to meet us halfway. In a sense, we're going to look at the smoke, what is lingering, those fears, any anxieties that this past relationship or this past heartbreak could have left you. The Maiden of Swords, look at her face, a little bit guarded, a little bit jaded. Yeah, absolutely, I feel like that's fair. There's candles right there. So I feel like that is also, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, but this is a time of inner clarity coming in. This is you getting some reflection, some, right down to the, core of yourself here, right? You're on defense mode. You're ready to fight back for what you want. And I think that's pretty positive as well. Taking a look at the Ember, the lessons that were learned or should have been learned here, Sagittarius. was that 9 of Wands? Yeah, definitely. That it to me just speaks that over, you know, always on the attack, always making you feel like you're not enough, you're not doing it right, you cannot possibly, you know, this is that sadness that kind of comes before rock bottom, right? And I keep feeling like you just kept going and going and going on the attack. You hoped it was going to get better, you had hoped it was going to change, and I feel like at the end of the day you start to see that it was just not, and the shoes start to fall, and that 9 of Wands kind of represents that rock bottom energy. We're going to take a look at the, you know, the wings here, sort of what new possibilities are coming in for you, Sagittarius. Sometimes after heartbreak, we can stay so wounded we don't see possibilities or even hope for something in the future. And I feel like we can stay lingering too bad. That 5 of Cups, when you move out of this sadness, you were in deep mourning, right? This is a painful, you know, reset, right? This is one that's probably been taken some time, taking everything that you've had from the core of who you are, and you've had to restructure so much, even the your thought process, because this person worked on a real heavy manipulation energy, and it's got you, you know, from your, you know, your core being to a person that you almost don't recognize. I feel like is coming in here, and that's powerful. That's also double 5s, equaling a 10 as well. My heart is feeling heavy. I feel like there's a sense here of just so much. We're gonna look at your ascension here. Your current romantic energy towards love, I don't know if it's gonna be, I don't see, you know, you being really open to it at this point. The Queen of Swords in reverse, no, not at all. You're very closed off. You're definitely in that sort of cut a bitch, cut a crude energy where you're just like, no, I don't, the opposite sex, whether you're man or female, is just like, not for me. And I get that, because right now you're wounded and you're just not, you're just on guard, you're jaded, you only see red flags and nothing else. The guiding star here is your path forward, sort of. Let's take a look at what your path forward is. Your High Priestess in reverse. You gotta listen to your intuition. At the end of the day, you gotta connect to your higher self. You've lost that sense of self. You've lost that sense of intuition. Of part of you is like, well, I thought I was listening to my intuition in the past, and it led me down this road. And I don't feel like that is accurate. I feel like your intuition was probably always bang on. You just ignored it because you didn't want to see this person for what they were, right? And sometimes we can do that and ignore the red flags of the intuition, that inner self that's speaking to us the entire time, right? We're going to take a look at the new dawn. Don't ignore your intuition. Don't, and this is sort of a lesson in that as well, you know. 4 of Pentacles, I like that. Your foundation is strong. You're working on your foundation, inner and outer, external. You're working on, you know, what your greatest achievements are, what this reset looks like for you, what the new beginning looks like. And I think that's quite positive. You're working towards it. Foundations, your money, your home life, those are good things to focus on as you're recovering from this healing. You know, the Two of Swords on the bottom of the deck, that lack of clarity, that lack of seeing something, I think is going to sort of exit stage left quite quickly. We're going to clarify that 5 of Swords, please, for Sagittarius in reverse. Clarifying that 5 of Swords for Sagittarius in reverse. Clarifying the 5 of Swords for Sagittarius in reverse. 8 of Swords. Restriction. You kept yourself, like I said, in this sense of restriction, hoping for better, wanting better, and it just didn't happen, right? You kept yourself tied up in that knot. Always defending yourself, always on the attack, that 7 of Wands, you know, always standing up and trying to defend yourself, because you're not representing the Tower moment that just had to fall, right? The conflict broke it. It finally broke. You're tired of standing up, and it finally was what it needed to be, and it broke it to the Tower moment. And that's where the you know, it felt like the worst moments of your life were probably happening here. Can I clarify that? 10 of Wands in reverse. Clarifying the 10 of Wands in reverse. The 6 of Cups. Person from the past. Yeah, this person always just kept sticking around, lingering, not bringing the most positive energies, right? But they kept, you know, using the fact that The Five of Cups again, the days that were good. Remember when things were good, and you held on to that, and that's what kept you going in some way. And that Five of Cups, the despair, the pain, the foundations that were breaking, there was no harvest there with that Seven of Pentacles in reverse. There was nothing to get from. At the end of the day, it was you were bringing your full cup to the table, and they were just not bringing anything. Clarifying that Nine of Wands, please. Ten of Cups in reverse, yeah. This was, you thought it was your white picket fence, your happy life, your end all be all. You also got 3 10s here, 10, 10, 10, powerful numbers for you, suggesting a lot of endings and new beginnings. This is your greatest transformation, this judgment, this awakening. This really awakened you to really who they were and what they were bringing to the table. Whatever this final cookie that crumbles here is that awakening moment for you, that epiphany that you have to focus again on your Four of Pentacles. You held something too tightly, and probably for good reason here. You could have been holding on, and focus on your Four of Pentacles now at this time. Focus on what is, important and to get you through. Can I clarify that Five of Cups for Sagittarius? Two Swords kept you so in a sense of emotional conflict and distress that you couldn't see the way forward. You felt so just clouded mentally and emotionally, and almost stuck because of the mental manipulation or mind games that I feel like were occurring there with the Six of Pentacles, always like making you feel like that you weren't going to be okay on your own. And there was a lot of that energy. You couldn't nurture yourself. You couldn't be okay in that Empress status. And that's just not the case. You got Justice on the bottom of the deck here. Sagittarius, your day of believing what they've been telling you is over. This is transformation. This reset has happened, and it's happened from your inner self for strength and your power. That's happening to your inner soul is just requesting that this reset happen so that for your greatest well-being. It's protecting you, and it was really a powerful energy there that my heart is definitely feeling for you in that energy. We're going to take a look at your card out. Your healing card was number 4, Anaplastus here. Read from the book. If I can find it. Okay. Do not give up, but allow your heart to disengage from the struggles. Give yourself much needed rest. You are in a phase of recovery. If you've been being off your path, you're going to come back strong. You're going to regain your spark of passion, inspiration, and devotion. A certain order of events needs to take place for your soul path to come to fruition. Commit yourself to sacred journey, trusting that the right thing will happen at the right time. It absolutely will. This is your greatest reset, Sagittarius. Don't be afraid of it. Embrace it. This is you're one step away from finding the harmony that comes after the heartbreak. Truly. Embrace it. It's your time. This heartbreak didn't define you. It refined you. And as hard as it is, and as much as it hurts to let this go, you're going to discover how powerful and how much it was meant to happen, and you're going to wish you did it so much sooner. I promise. Until next time, namaste.